peasy, lemon squeezy, lada starting very easy. One is here, one is there, lada is everywhere. Russian car, Russian life, red star and my wife.
Okay, so the video got delayed a bit because of camera issues and some other issues. But today I will go and I've already mounted the electric windows and put the sound deadening floor. And it works great. Yeah, I have some adjustments to do on the right side of my door. It kinda moves a bit for some reason. I need to take the inner part door and check what's going on inside. So I will drive in and start work. Okay, so now I will show you how to remove the inner door, and well, in my case I will take out that electric window mechanism and installing it again, because this front part moves for some reason, and that it sounds like it's struggling a bit to go down and up. But as you can see, it works but slows down halfway down, and it's stuck now because when the car is not on, you don't get that much, it can't get that power to get the window up. So we'll just start. And the window is up. So let's start to work on the car. So the video got out of sync, so I need to do a voiceover. And here I am explaining that the screw here adjusts this part of the window. And here you can see me working on the removing the bracket, as you should call it. And yeah, explaining I guess some screws that you on the upper part you need a kind of flathead screw, because it will make a bump on your interior door. And this chrome part here, it's only exists on the older models. I'm not sure if it exists on the 2003, but that part was a bit in the way when installing the electric window regulator. So I'm going to remove this and show you how the bracket, how I made the bracket, because you get a bracket that holds the window, but you have to cut it for at least for the 2101 mod doors, because it's a bit different, I guess. And here you can I'm showing you that when you have removed everything, you need to lock the window in place. And you just put a screwdriver between the chrome list and the window, so it stays up when nothing else is holding it up. So here you see me pushing the window up and putting a screwdriver in between here. It's a bit tight in some places, but you can find a gap somewhere and push it down. and now it's in place. Here I'm showing you the contacts or the wires for the window regulators, and both are white, and that's, I don't get it why, because it's one red and one blue. One controls up and another one goes for the down. So when you're testing this, you need to make sure that both wires on both sides goes on the correct way, because the buttons are different. It's a small bump in the button, and if you mix up the wires, it makes the window go in the wrong way. And here I'm showing the wheel that's going to be in the way. You can remove that in the 2005 models, but on the 2101 it's in the way, so you need to cut out a part of your bracket to get the space you need to go all the way down with your windows. You can cut it out, but I'm leaving it if I wanted to install traditional wire window takedowners, I guess. And you need to cut a part out here. I didn't get it why it was so long there, but I cut that piece out to make more space, so it don't interfere with anything inside the door. Here is the measurements where to drill on your door. Now for the assemble process. I had some problems with this part. I had to cut one bolt off and remove this bolt, because the wire goes around here, and to get it out you need to screw out and push it in. So you can get this little fucker out. Now to assemble this, just try to slide it under here. Something like that. I remember I made those holes a bit bigger, so I could adjust it for later if needed. After screwing your window regulator in place, you just push down the window with the bracket screwed in place, and you see the two upper holes. At least on my doors, I guess it's different between different doors, I guess. Not sure why it had the extra holes. Just screw everything in place. It is a bit adjustable, so if it has problems to go up and down, you maybe need to unscrew and readjust everything. And when you're going to drag your cables, I had to drill 2 holes in the door and the chassis, and drag the wires in between. You have it easier on the 2103 because you have a rubber boot in between, so that you can drag your cables. I'm going to show you this pretty soon. I had the recording on that, but for now I just had the wires loose in between, but I'm going to buy a rubber boot and put in between to protect the wires so you don't go on the metal. Okay, so now I will show you the rubber boot I was talking about between the door and the chassis. So let's go to my other 2103 car. And here you can see this rubber boot I was talking about, so you can just drag your cables here. And the window regulators, you can make maybe space or new holes if you don't care about your panel. I wouldn't recommend that. I had some ideas that putting those 2 buttons in here and drag the cables in the door and inside. But you can figure out space to put those buttons. You can maybe make a sheet with a sheet of metal with that can hold the buttons here. Okay, so here's my button setup for my electric windows. This is for the right side, roof window, and the left window. This pan I will need to redo because it did not go so great. I used some aluminium sheet. Just get this part out, and as it goes with the wiring, it's pretty much done. You just have 2 contacts to put the buttons in, and then you're done. That's the only 3, I think it was 3 cables. And you can see my hell of wires here. So it's one positive. So you connect it with, I have connected, excuse me for the wires hanging low here, but it's a lada. There were some space for some positive cables you can put by yourself, but I would recommend to just use a new fuse box if you're going to put more electrical stuff in the car and have it in your engine bay or something. And just drag those new cables for this part. I can't remember why it was 3 cables, if it was for some lights in the buttons that I didn't understand how to work, because the papers and instruction I got were in Russian, so I had to do it by myself, and it seems to work right now. So 1 red cable and one should be one black one. Yeah, it's 1 black one and 1 red, and the rest you don't need to tamper with. It's just 2 white cables going here to the left, or 2 white cables, oops, for the left. And it's the same, it should be the same measurements for the left door as it is for the right door. And this is the only thing you need to do on your inner part door. You have this plastic cover to cover this small hole. You just put it like this, I guess. I think I need to come back on this one. Wait. Yeah, I think I put it backwards, like this. I'm not even sure if it's supposed to go here. It came with everything else, so I guess it should be here. Maybe it's for some thicker doors. Maybe. Yeah, I will come back on this one. Okay, I figured out what part I was missing, and was I can see it was a hole here. I think it was supposed to be like this. You put the screw down, and yeah, you just screw it in place. I can't currently find any screws for this, so I'm going to glue it. It's the fastest way. I don't have time for that, so I'm going to stick with the electric window regulators. Giving it a nice broad job. And now the hole is not there. And this door texture is what I did, because the old ones didn't match. So I had to make my own ones. I'm planning to find original black cover pieces for this model, but for now this will work for me. Those clips that should be here, and in the bottom, you need to align them pretty good and then just push it in. I don't have any of those, so I will skip this part. The door handle and this chrome will hold it for now. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope this video helps you to install your new window regulators. And thank you, Lada Moscow, for sponsoring me those parts.